Hi, Sagittarius. Good evening. This will be a love reading talking about what's happening or what's coming up between you and a lover, someone that you are romantically involved with. Okay. Even if you're single right now, this could be highlighting someone from your past. All right. So, yeah, we're going to jump right in. I do have some cards here to start off. First card that I see between you and this person is terms. Okay. This person could be coming towards you to work something out if you guys had an argument, a disagreement, if you guys are not seeing eye to eye. Maybe someone is ready to see things from your side of view, or you're ready to see things from their perspective, okay? So there's something about compromise, negotiating. Maybe even someone could be begging for you back for those of you who are single. If you are dealing with someone, it feels like you guys are going to come to some type of compromise. This also gives like contract, like you're about to enter a contract with this person. Okay, so this could be like, for example, I've been seeing a lot of moving cards for you, Sag. So this could even be like, what are my terms for moving or moving in together? Or maybe you and someone are about to start a business partnership. Or maybe this is just like, settling your terms, setting your boundaries of like what you expect as you guys are moving towards the next thing, the next level, entering a new phase. Okay, so we have terms here. We also have emotions. So there could be strong emotions tied to this connection. I mean, obviously, if it's romantic, then it should be. But there's this energy of emotions like in and out. There could be this energy of like detachment to attachment. So there could have been like a couple of weeks where you and this person were detached or even independent from each other, maybe even not speaking, not communicating as well, or just kind of like independently focused. And it feels like there's attachment that's coming in during this season in May, where there could be a lot of emotion. Someone could be pouring their heart out to you. All right. Or maybe someone's just becoming more attached to you. There could be codependency that's happening this month of May. Sorry, guys, I'm a little tired. It is late. Okay. And we also have ascending here. So this talks about learning lessons. Okay. Or maybe someone is showing a lot of growth recently. Someone could be becoming more wise with their decisions, with their way of thinking. This talks about transcending obstacles. So if you guys did go through a bump in the road or a situation where you guys were bumping heads or not seeing eye to eye, you could be overcoming that obstacle. And it also talks about preparing for union. And this card talks about entering a new phase. So you and this person could be entering a new chapter, a better chapter. And there's a lot of growth here. And I'm also seeing that you guys are entering some type of contract or union or coming together, collaborating better, working well together. Agreeable terms is what's happening between you and this person. Another very interesting thing that I cannot ignore, on the bottom of this deck, it says Ravenous. So there could be a strong sexual appetite. I'm sorry. There could be a strong sexual appetite between you and this person. Your sex life could be, skyrocketing during this time. There could be an energy of exchanging some type of sexual energy. All right. So there is a strong desire for each other, or someone here is very, lustful or horny for you. All right. So I definitely wanted to show you guys this card before we move forward. Alrighty, let's move on. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to pull cards for your current energy and also this person's current energy. So let's start with you. Give me some messages for my Saggies watching, my Sagittarius masculines and feminines alike. Sagittarius and Sagittarius placements. What's your current energy and attitude towards this connection? What's Sagittarius's current energy and attitude towards this connection? Give me some messages, please. All right. And tell me about this person who is romantically connected to my Sagittarius. Whether they're in a relationship with Sagittarius, they're pursuing a relationship with Sagittarius. What is this person's current energy and attitude towards their connection with Sagittarius? What is this person's current energy or attitude towards this connection with Sagittarius? Give me some messages. right. For the most part, you and this person are definitely I do feel this energy of being in moving towards a positive what am I trying to say? Moving towards more positivity between you two. If you guys were bumping heads, I don't feel like you guys will be bumping heads anymore. Obviously, it feels like you guys could be working something out here. You both share this energy of the Queen of Wands and also the Magician in reverse, okay? So there could have been some friction about who's going to take the lead, who's going to call the shots, who's going to make this decision, who's going to come towards the other one first, okay? So it's almost like you could be looking for this person to lead and tell you what they want and what they see for this connection, what they want to do next. But in the same breath, they're also looking at you for direction, for guidance, for wisdom. And I see that's where you guys have bumped heads in the past, was this energy of like waiting and who's going to make the first move, okay? Especially for my feminines here, you could be looking towards your masculine to make that first move. But I feel like someone really respects you as an authority figure in this relationship. This also could be, I'm sensing this energy of like someone doesn't want to lead you astray. Someone may not trust their own decision making, okay? Maybe this person looks to you as a teacher. You have taught them a lot of wisdom. So it's almost like, I don't want to be the one to call the shots because I don't want to lead us in the wrong direction. For example, let's talk about moving again. Who's moving where? Are you going to move in with me? Am I going to move in with you? I don't want to say anything. I'm also just not really confident in my answer. I'd rather you call the shots. So I feel like that's where you guys have bumped heads. But again, you had a lot of energy about someone being very nervous around you. So whether you're a masculine or feminine, it just feels like this person is waiting for you to call the shots, okay? That's what I'm seeing here. And there's some type of authority that you do have because even your current energy towards this connection is the King of Pentacles. So you definitely are an authority figure in your relationship or your romantic connection. You have a lot of respect or prestige over this person in this connection. You have a better reputation for making more solid decisions. All right. There's something about your behavior and how you present yourself that's very admirable. And so it just is, it's easier, this person feels, for you to make the decision. You have really good decision making when it comes to stability, commitment, okay? Maybe even financially, this person looks to you to call the shots. They feel like you're a little bit more responsible here and you're just way more well practiced, okay? Again, I'm sorry guys, I'm a little tired, okay? And also, your current energy here is Judgment. So you are open to forgiveness or second chances. You also could be judging the situation differently than what you did in the past. It's almost like you are allowing a second chance or forward movement. Versus maybe in the past, you could have felt like you didn't want to give this a second chance. You could have had a hard time with forgiveness. You may have also been holding on to resentment or a grudge. But it feels like you have a change of heart recently with the Judgment card. This person's current energy is the Queen of Swords. They have been acting kind of detached, okay? This person hasn't really been all up on you like they usually could be. But I feel like that's about to change because one of the cards that came out in the beginning was emotions. All right, this person also may feel like it was hard to trust their emotions or even act emotional around you. So there is an energy of being guarded for some reason with the Queen of Swords. But I do see with that Queen of Swords that this person is very receptive to your ideas, your thought process, and also a strategy behind what we're about to do next. What the hell are we about to do next? I'm open to your ideas. Put it on the table. I'm listening, okay? Also get this energy of this person being a really good listener. Like this person could have strength energy where they are learning how to emotionally regulate. So even if you say something that they disagree with, they're not going to lash out. They're like thinking, they're analyzing. They're more open to listening than debating right now. And that also could translate to how quiet this person has been as of lately. This person sees you as a soulmate, okay? We have the Lovers here. Yes, you guys have had some cloudy energy. Usually with the clouds, this can talk about obstacles or confusion, It also can talk about insecurities in a relationship. but this person knows that you have their best interest at heart. And if they have been going against the grain, they are ready to trust your decision making, because the Lovers is all about choices. And even as you see the Queen of Swords here, it's kind of like I'm holding my sword. I have some strong positioning in this choice, but I'm pointing at you, or I'm giving you the floor to make that decision. So someone's ultimately looking at you to guide the next choices or actions of how you guys are going to move forward and what that looks like in your world, because they trust your decision making. They feel like you're very responsible. They feel like you will make a great decision, not only for yourself but also for them. So someone is really, I feel like this person really trusts you. Okay, there's something about a lot of trust and faith in you. This could also be because of your natural optimistic flair, or your mindset. You have really convinced this person without even trying, okay? Just about how you speak very hopeful or optimistic about the future. What's the mutual energy here? What's the mutual energy? All right, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's one of those energies of like shit or get off the pot. I'm sorry for the dirty mouth, okay? But yeah, shit or get off the pot, right? Knight of Pentacles in reverse is something has been so slow moving, it almost feels like there's been no progress. And it's one of those situations where you may have been dealing with this person for some time and you're like, either we're going to move to the next steps or I'm going to have to get the fuck on, okay? Excuse my potty mouth again. All right, so that's what's going on. I feel like this person is also frustrated with the lack of movement. They also understand that something has been long-winded, and they're ready to go with whatever you want to do. It's not that this person's ready to make a choice. They're ready to follow your lead. All right, that's what I'm seeing here. So let's see what's about to happen between you and this person. It doesn't have to be about moving, right? It could be about the next phase of the connection. What does that look like? Are we going to get married? Are we getting engaged? Are we moving in together? Are we going to start building our legacy together? Okay. Are we going to start a family? There's so many things that this can lean into, and it's really personal to your situation. All right. Tell me what's about to happen next between Sagittarius and their person. What can Sagittarius expect to happen next? For those of you who are cross-watching, this could be reversed. I usually never say that because I'm like, if you're cross-watching, then risk of cross-watching, okay? But with this one specifically, I do feel this energy of cross-watcher. So if you are watching, however I'm speaking about you could be reversed to the Sag. All right, give me some messages. What's about to happen next between Sagittarius and their person here? I feel like someone's about to burn themselves in the shower, so be careful of temperature. If it's not you, it's definitely your person. Someone's like getting in the shower, they turn the temperature too hot and now they're getting burnt. Okay, like a bad burn, like not like a 3rd degree, but like a burn that leaves like redness on their skin. So you be careful, Sag, and also this person, hopefully they will be careful. All right, someone's like getting burnt by water. This could also be like stove, steam. Be careful of pressure cookers. Pressure cookers really do some damage to people. I've seen some things. So, just be careful of like hot water, the temperature of water. All right, what else do we have here? Interesting. We have Justice here. This card has been coming out a lot in your reading, Sag, and it's no different from today's reading. You could be dealing with a Libra, but there's something about even like legal things, like I don't know, someone could be not making a decision because there's something legally that could be stopping them from that, whether it's paperwork or if it's like someone doesn't have a good standing like if someone has been, formally incarcerated. Or it could also just be like balance. Something is out of balance here. Something is not fair. There's something about being fair, like what's fair, okay? So, yeah, we have justice here. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. So, someone is actively working on this behind the scenes. But to whoever is watching this or whoever is expecting something to be done, it looks like this person has been very lazy and stagnant, okay? So if you believe that about your person, Sag, that's not the case. I see someone working very diligently. Someone's been putting a lot of effort, concentration, and focus on getting this right, doing the right thing, righting their wrongs, even if someone has done something to you. Someone's been putting in a lot of effort. So it may be one of those things that you just can't see. All right, but I definitely feel like someone's not stuck anymore. Someone did have to do a lot of reflecting, but I do see them actively putting in effort to change a situation or change the narrative. All right, we have the Tower here. This is what I was getting about someone burning themselves, so be very careful. Also, your person should be very careful as well. With the Tower, there's about to be like a big reality check, okay? Also, the Tower kills illusions. So if you have been believing illusions, like how you think that your person is not working behind the scenes to get something done, that's about to be killed. Or if someone needs a reality check about maybe where this relationship is headed, if they're not making action, that's about to happen right now. There's about to be some straightening in this situation, okay? Let's see what this Tower is. Also, Scorpio energy. There's a lot of Scorpio energy, so you could be dealing with the Scorpio as well. But Scorpio energy really is about like rebirth. It's an energy of evolution. It's an energy of transformation. So this relationship could be having a big glow up or level up or transformation. But at first, it may not seem very pretty. There's also an energy here too that we're gonna get to of sacrifice. Someone has to sacrifice something to move forward. Or if they don't move forward, then this connection could be sacrificed, okay? Same about the Tower. Someone's living situation is getting uprooted, so this could be a good thing. Yeah, someone's living situation. I told you that moving energy is very, very strong. We have work. I mean, sorry, we don't have work here. Okay, maybe work is a big thing. Someone having to find a job or someone having to uproot their career, their business. Okay, so work could be something that someone's very worried about. Like, am I going to be able to find a job? Am I going to be able to have my clientele shift or pivot to where I'm moving? Something like that. But I don't know why I brought up work, but we have house and change. All right, so there's relocation or moving here. Could be moving in together even. All right, something has done. There's a big change happening to someone's work life that someone could be very worried about. All right, but there's a reality check that no matter what the circumstances is, if someone's worried about their finances or their career, with that Tower, something is being forced. So it's like you have to move or you have to go. You have to be open to change. You're not going to have all the answers right away. Things can fall in place very magically. It's like someone's thinking too logically. I do see that too because we have the King of Swords here. Could be a masculine because I did also see masculine energy while I was shuffling these cards. So there's a masculine here thinking too logically about how something is going to fall into place. I feel like they need to just trust the process, okay? What is a Tower? What is a Tower? Yeah, King of Wands. It's a masculine. There's someone here who is a go-getter. I feel like whoever the masculine is also like an overachiever, a go-getter. They're a leader. They have CEO energy with that King of Wands, okay? This person really, no matter what they do career-wise, they always like take it by storm and they become a big leader, okay? Someone could also have a position in management, right? So they have a really good role that they're afraid to walk away from. Someone could be very nervous about this. We have the Page of Cups. It's like excitement. It's almost like a bittersweet energy. It's like I'm excited with the Three of Cups, but I'm also very nervous and I'm trying to follow my heart, but I don't usually do that. I usually follow logic all the time, which is not a bad thing. I feel like that's being like super, super realistic, okay? But what this person needs to know is that wherever they're going to go to, wherever they're going to be moving, wherever they create a home or stability, they're going to become a leader of that world. So even if you have to uproot, you're going to become a leader. You're going to get that management position. You're going to overachieve so much that you'll find success, right? You're going to chase that. All right. So someone needs to start believing in their capabilities. There's something about confidence as well with that King of Wands. Be confident about this change. Embrace this change. Yeah, Five of Cups. Someone's already worried. Like they're thinking about the worst case scenario. There's something that someone has built up that they're really afraid of like dismissing or leaving behind. It feels like the ultimate sacrifice, okay? So something is really bringing someone to their knees about this, okay? They could be not seeing the big picture, or they're having a hard time believing that they can do what they have already done elsewhere. And we have the Three of Wands here, so someone really needs to chart their course. Also with the Three of Wands, your ships are coming in, so there's a really great opportunity coming in. It's also pushing you towards movement. I do understand the energy of the Seven of Pentacles, having to uproot your garden that you work so hard in, something that you had to have a lot of patience to grow, and it's finally sprouting, and it feels like you have to start fresh or start all over. All right, so maybe that's why someone has been avoiding a decision with the Hermit being here. And I also see that someone has been super defensive as well with the Five of Swords. It makes sense though. Like it's kind of scary, right? But I feel like with the Tower, it's force. Like this is a force of destiny or fate. And I see someone here who feels very detached from this new beginning because they don't really see all of the positives. They may see the positives with you, but they don't really see the positives outside of that, okay? And they could feel very detached. It doesn't really feel passionate or exciting. Also, with that King of Swords, super, super logical, having a hard time believing in optimism or believing in magic or how things will just fall into place. Tell me about this King of Swords. That is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. All right, tell me about the King of Swords. Yep, that's what I said. Yeah, okay. First and foremost, bottom of the deck, we have sorrow. And who's feeling this? Some type of good gent, okay? A masculine is feeling this. So they're feeling kind of sad about leaving something behind. It has a lot to do with their work, like I said, all right? Has a lot to do with their work and how that's ending. Something could be ending and it's kind of making them feel very stoic and detached, okay? This person could be very aloof, meaning that, the greater possibilities is going right over their head. They don't even get to see that far, okay? Because they're kind of dealing with some type of sacrifice here. It feels like someone's sacrificing what they work so hard for, their position that they work so hard for, that they really chase. They chase this position and now they have to start fresh. Think about this King of Swords. Wheel of Fortune, again, it's telling whoever this masculine is to embrace change and not fear. All right. Wheel of Fortune. Fate is turning in someone's favor as well. So there's better circumstances. There could be better luck. This change is very positive, but someone just can't see that yet. They're also dealing with the Empress. So there's a feminine here who has a lot of abundance. Usually with that Empress energy, if this comes out for you, whether you're masculine or feminine, it can talk about you being abundant, but also the people in your vicinity also feeding off of that abundance. So if you're in a relationship with the Empress, everything that you guys as a whole touch will turn to gold, all right? And there's something about birthing something new and nurturing that. We also have the Seven of Cups here. I feel like someone is not really. Seven of Cups can talk about your dreams, your desires, thinking bigger outside of the box. There's also a lot of options here that could lead someone to a powerful change. There's also a lot of options here. There's like so many options that this person could get into career wise that would be abundant. Okay. But it's hard for them to see it. This is a realist. Whoever this is, like, really is a realist. They don't really think into the woo woo, or they don't really think into the possibilities. They can only see what they feel is tangible, what they can touch. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands here. So again, there is a big feminine influence. By the way, soulmate energy. Okay. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, definitely soulmates. All right. But there's a Queen of Wands here who really, there's a feminine here. Whoever's more feminine, whoever is more naturally submissive. Okay. There's an energy of being a leader, and you lead by not forcing, not telling. Okay. You kind of lead by becoming. You lead by your identity, who you become. If you're naturally confident, then that kind of rubs off on this person to be confident as well in their moves or moving forward. If you're confident and optimistic about this new phase, it will rub off on that person. So Queen of Wands doesn't chase. And I also do get that energy, whoever this Queen of Wands is, whether that's you, masculine or feminine, you're not chasing this person to make a decision. It's like either, you this happens, or if it doesn't, then that it is what it is. It's kind of one of those energies, okay? It's like I'm going to head this way, or I'm sitting here. You either can come into this vicinity with me, or if you do not, I have to respect that decision. Tell me about my Queen of Wands here. There's something about a dog. I've been getting a lot of dog energy for you, okay? There's something about a dog, a new dog, that could be a future pet. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. All right. What else is here? All right. There's a feminine here who feels really sad for their masculine. Sorrow and good gent. Okay. There's also a feminine here who feels kind of lost without their masculine. Like they need this togetherness. They need this masculine to be on the same page, because something is making them sad. See how their backs are turned, okay? Something is making this feminine really sad. They feel sad for their masculine, but they also feel sad for themselves about some type of situation. It's almost like there's a lot of foreshadowing here instead of just taking action. This masculine is foreshadowing not being able to amount to what they built, right? And this feminine is foreshadowing, maybe this is the end. Maybe this is going to end. Okay. So someone here is just, there's a lot of like thinking the worst case scenario between these two individuals, is what I'm seeing. When it doesn't have to be like that. Okay. It's actually not that deep, honestly. That's what we're going to talk about in the extended, like what you don't see, what both of you cannot see, that's future focused. All right, so if you're interested in that, definitely check out the extended after this reading. Tell me about the Queen of Wands here. What's the Queen of Wands? This Queen of Wands loves their masculine a lot. A lot, okay? There's a deep love here and affinity for their masculine. This feminine also, there's this want or desire to be a wife, or to have a more stable connection, or to have more stability or commitment in the connection. Queen of Pentacles. Someone's ready to be a wife. All right. Someone is ready to take responsibility, a deeper responsibility in this relationship, this connection. There could be a feminine too who could be doing extremely well career-wise, or they're about to. There's a lot of abundance or financial increase coming to this feminine. It makes sense why this masculine is feeling kind of detached, because it's like, I could be leaving my stability to kind of come towards yours, okay? But there's something to be built here. There's something to be built here, okay? The Chariot. There's this dynamic duo that you and this person possess, or there could be like power couple energy. Also, there's an energy of going into a new direction. So there could be something coming up financially that you and them do not see. Maybe you have yet to start this, but it is an idea that this feminine has. There's an idea that a feminine has to have a lot of abundance. There's a feminine here who sees this person as like someone that they're both going to have a lot of career sex. What? Oh my God. Not career sex, career success. Financial success, okay? There's this energy of control, like taking control of a situation. That's why I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, Sag, you could be this feminine energy, even if you're a masculine watching, and you're almost being the one having to make the decision or take the lead, take the reins. All right, but someone has a vision here. And it does lead to a lot of happiness. There's ultimate stability here. There's happy families here or a happy life. All right, there's also, I'm hearing happy wife, happy life, okay, with the 10 of Cups. There's a lot of fulfillment from this decision, but there's a lot of overthinking it right now, trying to make sense of something that really doesn't make sense right now. It's like you have to kind of make the decision and go through the clouds. Cloud energy, like I talked about with the lovers, is like a lot of illusions right now, or it could be like what you can't see. When a cloud kind of like comes, you can't see ahead. You can't see the end goal. All right? So there's just a lot of illusions right now. There's a lot of confusion, and the only way to get out of the cloud energy or illusion energy is to take action. So what I'm seeing here is a death card. There's a sacrifice. And honestly, this relationship is about to have a total transformation. Things will never be the same as what it was before. So if there was distance between you and this person, you guys could be coming together and there won't be distance anymore. Or, if someone was used to calling the shots, maybe the roles are changing as well with the death card. But someone definitely has to end something, give up something, or sacrifice something for it to happen. What is a death card? What is this about? What could be ending or transforming? What is a death card here? I feel like there was about to be a missed opportunity. Okay, we have theft here, and we also have sad news. There was about to be a real big missed opportunity, and I feel like there is about to be a big change in direction so that that opportunity can be claimed. All right, so there's an end of like scraping to get by in this connection. The bare minimum in this connection. All right, even like sadness. There's a lot of sadness between you and this person that's about to end. There's about to be a lot more happier times here. Clarify the death card. Yeah, Ace of Cups, a new beginning. There's a very, there's a new beginning between you and this person, but the key here is a lot of emotional, it's like an emotional new beginning. Emotional openness. Even this King of Swords, this masculine could be trusting their heart. They could be following their heart. That's going to take them places, but there's a brand new beginning emotionally, romantically between you and this person. It's going to feel like a fresh start. Ace of Cups is like a fresh start, a happy fresh start, a happy beginning. What else can you tell me about this death card here? Yeah, High Priestess. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you already know that. You know someone's going to choose you. You know someone's going to make that sacrifice or that compromise. You know that you and this person are meant to be together. Okay, High Priestess is here. There's a lot of not speaking on something can be very delicate where it's like, I don't really want to talk about how I feel. I just want you to make a decision. There's an energy of like not going back and forth anymore with that High Priestess. There's also energy of being very private with your business. So I get this energy that you and this person are not speaking to people about this. You know, like this feels like a situation that you just want to vent to your friends, okay? You want to vent to your family, you want to vent. But it's almost like there's some privacy between both of you, especially with that Scorpio energy of the Death card and the High Priestess. There's privacy about your next moves, even this decision when it's made. There's a lot of privacy. You guys are kind of protecting your new beginning, which I think is smart. All right, 10 of Wands, definitely not easy. Someone is dealing with a burden here. All right, they're about to drop it, but it's been a really difficult time. Someone's also has had a difficult time coming to this decision. All right, someone has had a very difficult time coming to this decision. We're going to talk about what you cannot see moving forward in this connection. We're also going to talk about the decision that this person's going to be making ultimately in the extended and what the outcome is going to be. So if you're interested in that, definitely follow me to the extended reading. The link will be in the description box down below. But before we go to the extended, of course, we have to get some last words about this connection. And give me 1 second, because let me grab another deck. I'm going to give you guys some more messages here. All right, Sag. So before we get the last words, let me just get some messages. Can you tell me about this situation with Sagittarius and their person that they're seeing romantically, or this person who wants to romantically pursue them? Give me some messages about this. Anything to end off this reading? Messages from your angels, your spirit guides. What do you need to know at this time? Ooh, okay. Okay. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Raphael. All right, look at this card, guys. What is that? Wow. Okay, it says everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Okay. We also have 10 of Raphael. And this one says, love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members, happily ever after. Wow. That's a good one. Okay. Look, there's even kids in the background. How cute. All right. We have King of Ariel. It says successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. King of Ariel. Okay. A message for the masculines who may be doubting themselves right now. And this card says, your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success, using resources wisely. Period. That's confirmation for my masculines watching, or if you're dealing with the masculine, you know, that's a big confirmation there. We have another message for masculines here. King of Raphael. This talks about someone who is warm, generous, honorable, and refined. And this is what that looks like. And this one says, yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. That was the 7 of Cups, okay? Like someone is just thinking like, oh my God, I don't have any options. But whoever this masculine is has multiple options. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. Follow your heart, okay? All right, let's get the last words, and then I'm going to take it to the extended. Guys, thank you so much for watching up, you know, until this. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Please make sure to like the video. It really helps to push this out into the algorithm and help out anyone else out there who's dealing with this situation, who's a Sagittarius or dealing with the Sagittarius. All right, let's see. Last words for my Saggies dealing with this situation, or even cross watchers at this time. Not a lot that wants to come out tonight. Okay, let's see. Maybe this will be better. Let's see. Okay. Some of these are just too much for me. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have I'm horny. What? Okay, let me say something that's like very grown, okay? I did, well, I think this is true for masculines and feminines that when you are sexually backed up, you have a hard time having a clear head, you know? It's almost after you reach that epitome, you know what I'm talking about, that you can think clearer. Okay, so maybe someone just needs to be banged out a little bit and then they can make a decision. I don't know. All right, anyway. We have sexually compatible. All right, so another confirmation. We have twin flame, which is interesting because we have false person here. So maybe because things were feeling very stagnant, things weren't moving forward, you could have started to think that this was not your person. But you are getting confirmation with the twin flame card that this is someone that you're meant to do life with. All right, we have sugar daddy here, which is funny. But I feel like this is an ode to my masculines who feel like they're not going to be abundant. You know, you really thrive off of being the provider and holding shit down. This is your confirmation that you're going to be doing just that plus more. Okay, so don't worry about it, sweetheart. And we have not attracted at first. So it's interesting how things are escalating now because one of you were not attracted to the other one at first. And that's just facts. All right. We have I've been hurt before. So it could be hard for someone to trust the outcome of the situation. We have you make me angry. We have moving / relocation. This has been coming out so much. It actually was the thumbnail for the last video that I just posted. Okay. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that one. We have celebrity status. Okay. I do get power couple vibes between you and this person. You know, not only did you find someone that, you know, is a good person or someone that you vibe with, that you're compatible with, you also found someone that you can create a big legacy with. So that's very powerful. We have Saggy the unicorn. So you're coming out in your own reading as confirmation. We have I never met anyone like you. We have I'm single, okay? Because some of you guys are trying to associate yourself with being single because there's not much movement, but things are about to change, especially with that tower. And last but not least, we have I'm not letting this go, period. All right. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be taking this to extended. If you want deeper messages about your situation, definitely follow me there. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, let me know about your situation. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed as of yet. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next one. All right. Bye.